I got to keep these story times coming in because all the support, all the people watching, subscribing, even if you don't subscribe, it's support. Even if you like, share, and comment, it's support. But subscribing will help my channel get boosted out a lot because that tells the algorithm and YouTube that people support me. So hit that subscribe button. If you like reaction videos, if you like drama, if you like tea, heck, if you just like to hear somebody else's story, this is the platform for you. So if you're returning, you already know how we like to do it. Let's get straight into today's reaction.
Okay, so get this. So there's this girl at work who's about to get fired. As the IT manager, I always know about any onboards or offboards before they happen because they want to make sure that I revoke access to their emails, and they want me to make sure that they're locked out of certain things so that nobody who's getting fired can go back and like shoot a company-wide email or anything like that. So I'm one of the first people to know when somebody's going to be onboarded or offboarded so that I can prepare their computer and their access and so on and so forth. So my boss, who is a super bitch, and the HR lady have been telling me we have an offboard coming up and this is super confidential. Nobody can know about this. And they keep saying that it's confidential, it's confidential. And I found out that the girl that they're firing, she's a really sweet girl. Like, she just got a raise, she just got promoted, like she does a great job at work, and she's always super sweet whenever you talk to her. So I'm like, okay, something strange is going on here. Now, normally when it comes to affairs of onboards and offboards, I don't get involved. I just tell them what to do. I don't talk to the employee that is getting offboarded or whatever, just because that's not my place, that's not my job. But this particular employee that they're about to fire, she's such a sweet girl, and I've had many interactions with her where she's just been very positive and upbeat. I know that she recently got married and she recently got a raise, so I know that it's not because of her performance. I felt like something else is beneath the surface. Y'all, I feel like God put it on my heart to tell the girl that she's about to get fired. So I text the girl and I'm like, hey, meet me upstairs by the elevator. And she's like, okay. So she comes upstairs. I pull her aside, like out of view. So I tell her, you're about to get fired and they're about to do it on Tuesday. This was Thursday last week. And she starts bawling. She's like so taken aback. She's like, what do you mean I'm getting fired? And I was like, I don't know the reason. All I know is that they already have your replacement. They want me to prep your computer for that replacement. And she kept on asking me, like, do you know why they're firing me? Why are they firing me? Why? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get any of that information. They just tell me what to do with the assets. That's it. So, do you know this girl proceeds to tell me how the HR lady who keeps on telling me confidential offboard, her and the HR girl were actually friends before she started working at the company. Now, they go out to lunch sometimes, they chat, they text, they call, they hang out outside of work. The girl who's about to get fired, she was chatting with her friend that works in HR. And she was telling her that she was so excited, she just got a raise, and they were celebrating. You know, it was like a happy moment. Somehow, some way, the HR girl goes back to my boss and tells my boss about the conversation, that, oh, she was discussing her pay, and one thing led to another, and the boss calls the girl who's about to get fired into her office. So my boss is telling her, why were you discussing that you got a pay raise? You shouldn't be doing that. And she really ripped into her, and the girl was like, oh, I apologize, I didn't realize that I wasn't able to discuss getting a pay raise. As a matter of fact, when the HR girl, my friend, got a raise. We had a very similar conversation where we were both celebrating and I didn't see anything wrong with it. And she says, ever since that conversation, things have been strange. Neither one of them want to talk to her. They both have kind of been avoiding her. They haven't been as friendly. And now she's getting fired. Y'all, corporate America is nothing to play with. I've seen people undercut, backstab. I've seen people do some conniving, evil things, thinking that it's going to benefit their position in the company, or maybe help them with a pay raise, or maybe help them get close to somebody who can better their circumstance. And I have seen some cutthroat, heartless, cold individuals just do some very disgusting things, and this situation is one of them. So my intention here was just to tell the girl ahead of the weekend so that she could prepare herself, so that she could gather any evidence that might work in her favor, because I feel like specifically in this case they know that they have some damning evidence against them, which is why they kept on telling me it's confidential, it's confidential, it's confidential. The HR girl knows that she said some things that could possibly incriminate her, so she wants to make sure that she catches this girl off guard. It's about to go down. So I text my girl, cause she's my girl now. I texted her this morning. I was like, hey, happy firing day. Like, I hope you're ready. I hope you got all the evidence that you need. Make sure when you walk in there, you hit the record button, because we're both interested to know what reason they're gonna have to fire her. And my girl, she ready, okay? She said if they don't come with the severance package, if they're not paying out my benefits through the end of June, I'm not signing anything. If they refuse severance, I'm gonna ask HR why they're refusing severance. I'm also gonna ask for a written note where they say they're not gonna contest my unemployment. I said, yes, girl, you understood the assignment. So here we go. I'm about to go to work. I feel so happy because I gave somebody that empowerment. I remember when I got fired once before, how it felt. I felt so unprepared walking into that conversation, and I really wanted her to just take this opportunity to prepare herself. So, like and follow for part 2.
Many people in employment or working for a company don't know it's not good to discuss your pay, or they not supposed to discuss your pay. And when people do, like, these people that's going back and telling already know that you're not supposed to discuss your pay. So if the friend that she been knew outside of work knew this, why at lunch they didn't have this conversation? And she be like, just don't tell me how much they giving you, because we not supposed to talk about it even though we friends. But what friend even on the outside would do that other than a jealous friend that been a snake? What else have she told on her? What else have she been jealous of and was mad because she got? Like, this just didn't start at work because she want to make somebody else look bad, or either get a higher stepping stone or a higher pay, or get next to somebody that can benefit her. This was something that she been feeling. She been jealous of this girl way before they started working there. She just don't want to see her get ahead at work either, like, at this point. But this young lady that told her, like, oh, what's next? Like, because she's IT, she's really not supposed to discuss to a person that's being fired that they're gonna be fired before they be fired. So will this cost her job too? Kind of iffy situation. And at the end of the day, you got to think about your family, feeding your family, a roof over their head, and all that also. So let's see if the woman that she alerted is not a snake like her friend was.
Okay, y'all, part 2. So I get here right at 9 o'clock. And as I'm getting out of my car, I'm walking through the parking lot, and I see my boss has already walked her to the car with her belongings. Like, she's out of there, 9 o'clock on the dot. She's removed, like the conversation has already happened. So I gotta call my girl and see what's up. So I call her and I'm like,
what happened? And she's like, well, my manager pulled me into her office as soon as I got here this morning and was like, you're being let go. She said when she called her into the office, she hit the record button because she knew what time it was. Ask her manager, why am I being let go? And at that point, the manager says, my boss is gonna explain further. So my boss enters the conversation and she just proceeds to say it's not been a good fit. It's not a good fit was the reason. Let me back it up to last week, okay? So last week when I told my girl,
it's not been a good fit, but then y'all gave me a raise. I'm confused, but go ahead.
that she was getting fired, she remembered that she has not had her performance review. So she sent them an email and was like, hey, I haven't had my annual performance review, and based off of the positive feedback that I had when I got my raise and yada yada yada, I think now would be a great time for us to have a discussion about how I can improve my performance or something to that effect. To which, mind you, this is on Friday after I give her the news that she's getting fired. Her direct manager does not respond to the email. Friday goes by, no response. She comes in today and that manager is being extremely hostile towards her this morning, like when she pulls up. So yeah, no response to the performance review question. She said that was not the first time she asked about it. She said on Thursday and Friday, she spent all that time just getting together the timeline of her asking for the performance review and them saying that they don't have anything on the calendar. So I'm like, is the performance review what they're trying to say is? And she's like, no, I'm telling you that I never got a performance review. So the reason is just, it was not a good fit. So sometimes after she leaves the building, she gets the email that has the PDF with the severance letter, basically that you are terminated. And so she screenshots me the email that she constructed in response to my boss sending her the severance letter. And it was something to the effect of, thank you for sending me the severance letter. I will have to have my attorney review it since I'm not well versed in this. I appreciate you, yada, 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 sincerely signed, that kind of thing. Long story short, my girl is about to sue. And I don't know how this is going to play into all this, but during everything she was telling me, she said specifically that her family is in Hollywood. So she has a good lawyer. I don't know what's about to happen, y'all, but could get crazy. Also, I just wanted to mention, for those of you who are worried about my job, I'm actually contracted at this company and my contract is not getting renewed, so I'm already on my way out. And the whole thing with my contract ending, my company that I work for being fired, the circumstances surrounding that were shady as hell too. So that's why I knew something was up with this. This was kind of like a F you on my way out type of thing. And I'm so happy that she's taking it there. She mentioned retaliation, termination. She was using the lawyer term. So I know she's been in contact with an attorney. And secondly, I can sense this girl's energy. Like, she's always been, you know, when you just feel that somebody is a good human being, she's always had that energy and aura about herself. She did mention that she already has another job lined up and it pays better than this one. So shout out to my girl. And she has been extremely grateful throughout all this. She keeps singing my praises. She's like, oh my God, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. She's prayed over me. She's just been so grateful that I gave her this opportunity. So that alone is enough for me.
I know you guys have been waiting for an update all day, and I don't think it's fair to leave you hanging, so I have to give you guys an update. I'm sorry, I'm so upset because I feel like this always happens, you know, like I feel like I always put myself out there. I always put myself on a limb. I really jeopardized my job, you know, because I saw somebody who was being wrongly terminated, and I decided to step in and do something about it. The update is that the girl that I did all that for, she doesn't actually want to pursue a lawsuit. And at first, I guess that didn't really bother me because I realized that not everybody has the same energy I have, right? But I guess what really bothers me is that I reached out to the person and I told her how everybody on TikTok is rallying for her, and, you know, I reached out to her and she just completely like blew me off. And there's been so many times where I've been in this exact same position where it feels like I am being the purest form of myself. I see people that are in need and I help them. And then at the end of the day, I'm exposed or I am worse off in some way at their expense, and they don't care. They go on and they live their lives. The girl, she has a new job. She's fine. I went to work today, and as much as I wanted to not care, I felt exposed. I felt like I put myself out there. I might walk in here and they might cut my contract early because of what I did. And then this girl is just somewhere living her life. You know, she couldn't even respond to my text message when I told her that everybody was rooting for her. She didn't care. She didn't care, you know, and that it's always like that. I feel like this world does not deserve me, you know? And I constantly get that reminder that nobody is as real as me. And I've felt that way my whole life. There is nobody in my universe who truly understands my heart and appreciates me for who I am and the love that I have for people. And that hurts. It's a pretty lonely existence, you know? And I know that's definitely not the update that everybody wanted to hear. You guys have been amazing. All of the positive comments and feedbacks, all the follows, the likes, the shares, the reposts, the support, all of you guys rallying behind this girl that we're all rooting for, right? And just being so kind and loving towards me and seeing me. I felt so seen by you guys. And just to feel that the person that I did all that for, she could give two shits, you know? And I just feel that's just my life, you know? Again, and now I am exposed at work, and she's somewhere living her life. So that is the update. Yeah.
And I want to answer this question because I keep getting it on that video where I was crying, I was having a breakdown. What you're seeing in that video, like I said, it's a moment in time. I, at that moment, am feeling feelings of remorse. I'm feeling regretful because I still work at the company, and I'm realizing that I just stuck my neck out for somebody who has moved on with their life, and now I am in an exposed situation where I am looking over my shoulder wondering when I'm going to get fired. So that's what you see me talking about in the video. It's not out of expectation from her. It's simply starting to feel like maybe I made the wrong decision, which is a very human response. So for a minute, I started to feel bad, but today we're coming with the receipts. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday I was getting a little bit in my feelings because I started to feel like I had done too much. I was starting to feel regret, like, oh my God, why did I put myself in this position? But you know what? Fuck that job. I'm saying that with my full chest this time. Last time I said it, I didn't really mean it, but this time I'm willing to walk away from that job to let y'all see that there are people out here, there are good people out here like me who are willing to risk it all to help a human being. How many times have you seen somebody who was down and out and all you did was turn and look the other way? I can't tell you how many times I've seen videos on social media where people are recording somebody who needs help, somebody who's drowning, literally drowning, and all people are doing is recording it. Fucking help them jump in the water, help them swim. And that's what I was doing. The girl needed a paddle and I gave it to her, and I refuse to be ashamed of that. I refuse. What you saw is genuinely who I am. This is not a skit. This is my life. This is my heart. And the fact that I am a kind and loving individual and I have a heart for people should not be seen as a weakness. It should not be seen as a liability to a company. These corporations do not care about people. They always want you to give a 2-week notice, but when it's your turn to get fired, they want to catch you off guard and make sure that you don't have anything to protect yourself. I saw somebody that was vulnerable and that needed some protection, and I reached out a helping hand. I refuse to be ashamed of that. I refuse to be punished. To the people that are telling me that I should take down my video, to the people that are telling me that I should have minded my business, that this was not my place, please tell me when it is your place to step in and help somebody. How many times have you turned a blind eye when you knew that somebody was in trouble and they needed help? And you want to shame me? Do you have any idea the number of stories I have in my inbox right now of people that were in similar situations and they say that they wish somebody like me would have had their back? They wish that somebody would have spoke up before they were humiliated, before they were stripped of everything that they had, their 401k, they were stripped of their retirement benefits, they were stripped of disability benefits. A company fucked them over so bad that they couldn't get their life back together. If somebody would have spoke up, something as simple as speaking up can change somebody's entire trajectory. Do you understand that? Speaking up on someone's behalf when you see that they're being unfairly treated can be the difference between life and death. Literally. People commit suicide because they lose their jobs, because they can't support their families. Did you know that? Did you know that the crushing weight of financial instability can be too much to bear? Did you know that? Did you know? If you don't believe me, go ahead and check my inbox. So yeah, y'all came for receipts. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. For all of you guys who think that I made this whole thing up, that this is a skit, here's some of the receipts. Okay, so here's the text messages between me and the girl where I tell her to meet me by the elevator, be discreet. So we meet upstairs by the elevator. I tell her, I break the news to her. Y'all already know that part. After we got done with that conversation, then I sent her some, because one of the questions she asked was, do you know like what steps I need to take from here? So I went on AI and I was like, okay, what should somebody do if they know they're about to get fired? So I just gave her everything that AI gave me, some things that she needed to know. Obviously, the whole discussing the pay was not grounds for dismissal. We already went over that. It is federally protected, in case you did not know, to talk about your pay. So yeah, then receipts. So I did not make this up, you guys. I did not make any of this up. I don't do that. I'm the realest bitch you'll ever meet. Like, I don't need to lie. This is who I am. And so also this is her, I don't know if you guys remember, but I said I gave her credit. I said she was very appreciative. She was grateful. She was very, very grateful. Despite the fact that she didn't respond to me in the end, I'm not even mad about that. Like, I understand that she's going through her own thing right now. Like, I'm not even mad at that. But this is just more of our conversation, just so you guys can see that everything that I said was the absolute truth. So yeah.
The crazy part about all this is y'all think the plot twist started at my job. Baby, my whole life has been a plot twist. I found my biological father after 25 years, and that's not even scratching the surface.
This is my opinion about the whole situation. If you're not willing to sacrifice losing your job, keep in mind, you have a family at home, you have bills to pay, and a roof to keep over people's head. If you're not willing to lose that, ain't no need to go too far helping anybody out at work, because you got to think, will they do it for you? But in her case, she said, fuck that job. She kind of had me there when she came back crying about why she felt like that her helping somebody went in vain. But then she came back and said, fuck that job again. So maybe like sometimes when people think like that, they just feel like they just got to help out somebody. It's a good deed. But with me, when it comes to my family at home and me possibly can't do anything because now I done helped somebody else that don't give two fucks about me telling them they're getting fired, like, no way. Clock in, get that bag, clock out, go the fuck home. Whoever get fired, get fucking fired, as long as it's not you. And if it do be you, be ready and prepared. You guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, comment, hype me up, and definitely subscribe to the channel to join the family. If you are returning, y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hype me up, get me out into the algorithm. I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.